The Cookie Thief by Valerie Cox. A woman was waiting at an airport one night, with several long hours before her flight. She hunted for a book in the airport shop, bought a bag of cookies, and found a place to drop. She was engrossed in a book as she happened to see that the man sitting beside her, as bold as could be, grabbed a cookie or two from the bag in between, which she tried to ignore to avoid a scene. So she munched the cookies and watched the clock as the gutsy cookie thief diminished her stock. She was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by, thinking, if I wasn't so nice, I would blacken his eye. With each cookie he took one too. And when only one was left, she wondered what he would do. With a smile on his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it in half. He offered her one as he ate the other, to which she thought, oh brother, this guy has some nerve and he's also rude. Why didn't he show any gratitude? She has never known when she had been so called, and sighed with relief when a flight was called. She gathered her belongings and headed to the gate, refusing to look back at the thieving ingrate. She boarded the plane and sank in her seat. She sought her book, which was almost complete. She reached in her baggage and gasped with surprise. There was her bag of cookies in front of her eyes. If mine are his, she moaned in despair. The others were his, and he tried to share. Too late to apologize, she realized with grief that she was the rude one, the ingrate, the thief. Hi everyone, welcome to Kitaabi Cabins. I am Kritika. As you might have already guessed, today's book category lies under the theme Assumptions. The first book that I want to talk about is Gödel, Escher and Bach, written by Douglas Hofstadter. It also won Pulitzer Prize. I just picked the book a few days back and it has already blew my mind away. The core theme of the book is the assumptions that we have that we can find a truth, we can come to a conclusion within the subject, within a boundary of a subject, be it academic or social, economical, or whatever that is. And it is picking some mathematical theorems or derivatives of Gödel, who was a renowned mathematician. And he's trying to prove or rather challenge the notion that it is sometimes impossible to come to a conclusion if you do not break the wall of your biases, conscious or unconscious. He's using music of Bach and finding some recursion patterns, some symmetries, and mathematics in his musical composition. He's challenging the notion that sometimes people think that art is purely subjective or rather irrational sometimes, and how we think that science is always objective and practical or logical. It reminds me of one of the TED Talks that I found by Margaret Withering. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the last name right. She has a twin sister and she's a scientist. And she was trying to find the hyperbolic conclusions in mathematics, which she was unable to, and it was a revolution in the field of mathematics as people couldn't find the derivations of hyperbole on that front, and how she found the hyperbolic structures within the nature, in environment, in biology, how she found the hyperbolic structures in weeds or flowers or coral reefs. Along with her twin sister, she started one project where women around the nation came and crocheted the coral reef and how she depicted the hyperbolic structure in them. It was a breakthrough in the field of mathematics, and starting of the book reminded me of that, so I thought I would share that with you. The second book that I want to talk about is Americana. It is about a Nigerian woman who has migrated to the United States to pursue higher education. And she's trying to navigate through life. She's facing some racial discrimination. She had to acknowledge the cultural differences that people have. And it talks beautifully how sometimes you assume things not because of ignorance, but probably because of unawareness, and what we can do better in breaking that barriers and asking the right questions and learn some more. A book that falls under the same category is Namesake by Valerie. The intricacies of the stories are vastly different because the immigrants are coming from different regions of the world, and they have different experiences in their life that they are catering to, but it hovers around the same subject. The two notable mentions that I have, the first one is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. A black man is accused of doing something horrible to a white woman. The society quickly assumes that he is guilty because that's how your personal bias or generational assumptions about a certain race, certain caste, or certain color of the skin has been. Atticus Finch, who is a white lawyer, is trying to delve into the case and is struggling to suppress the seeds of assumptions, of biases, of hatred towards certain people that have been born by the society. He's trying to dismiss all of that and trying to solve the case just based on facts and humanity and the evidences of how the event unfolded. And a very beautiful and admirable relationship comes into the picture when his daughter is growing up. She is at a very impressionable stage and she sees what is happening around and asking a lot of questions. So he's trying to answer the right things and he doesn't want to do what the society has done to him. That part is very interesting. The second book that I want to talk about is The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. You might already know both of these books, but I wanted to talk about just because these two books, the biggest takeaway for me from these two books was the biases that humans have. This particular flaw of the character was my biggest takeaway, that how you assume something about a certain person or a certain situation and how you have spent a significant time of your life, a significant chunk of your life without confronting that bias, and how you deal with, how you carry the grief and the loss with yourself because you did not want it to question something. Of course, the book has a lot more other than just this particular tangent, but that was my biggest takeaway. So I want to know yours, and please do read these books. Once you do let me know how you find them, and I will see you next time. Thank you.